Schumacher, director of Batman and Robin and bane of Bat fans everywhere, have assembled you all together for one purpose, the utter destruction of Matt Farah. I have assembled all of his most dangerous enemies for this mission. Robo-Matt, the Dreamcaster, the Halloween Spirit, Bane Doll, and the Devil!
Actually, the Devil said that he was too busy doing real evil stuff.
Oh, what did you call Loki?
He said he was too busy ruling Asgard, whatever that means.
What about Cobra Commander?
He was too busy petitioning for a good G.I. Joe movie.
Oh. Well, I wanted to have a Sinister Six of Matt's enemies, but I guess we'll have to do with a felonious 5? I don't know, we'll work on it. Isn't Sinister Six technically copyrighted by Marvel anyway? Who asked you? Now, my cantankerous compadres, we shall embark on a cunning plan that will spell utter doom for our shared enemy, Matt Farah!
Do you actually have a plan?
Nope!
Meanwhile, thousands of miles away.
Hey guys, Matt here, bringing you the latest in movie reviews. And today, I'm taking a look at The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Spectacular, spectacular Spider-Man. Spectacular, spectacular Spider-Man.
So who's in this movie? Well, it's got our leads from the last movie, and in this one, we also get Django, the kid from Chronicle, Joe Gold, and the bad guy from the Muppets. What's it about?
Previously on The Amazing Spider-Man.
I mustn't let anyone know my secret identity. I'm Spider-Man. I'm Spider-Man.
He's Spider-Man.
You're Spider-Man.
And now, this.
Well, it takes place a few years after the first movie, where Spider-Man has become well known around New York as he delivers vigilante justice to wrongdoers everywhere. Oh, that's great of you to do, Peter, but isn't there something kind of big you're forgetting? You know, someone who, as of the last movie, still was at large? I'll give you a hint. Uncle Ben's killer! Seriously, by the end of the last movie, he is still not caught, and they don't even mention him in this movie! What, did you catch him in between movies and conveniently forgot to announce that to us? Or were you too busy fighting crooks like Mr. Potato Head to even care? And Peter and Gwen are still dating, but Peter begins to feel guilty because it's going against her father's wishes of asking him before he died to stay away from her so she wouldn't get hurt. Oh no, Peter, why would you feel guilty? I mean, it was only a man's dying wish of him wanting you to stay away from his daughter so she wouldn't get wrapped up in your freaky double life as a half-spider vigilante. Why am I making fun of what this movie stands for already? And if that wasn't enough, Peter's old friend Harry Osborn is back in town and he... Wait... Is that 1990s Leonardo DiCaprio? So did Jack survive the Titanic and live on to be filthy, stinking rich? Or anyway, Harry's back in town because his father Norman is dying of, I don't know, some made-up disease that's giving him claws and scales and I guess is genetic. Okay, look, I might be able to believe that a genetically altered spider can give a kid superpowers, and that Xenophilius Lovegood can turn himself into a giant lizard through science, but I draw the line at a supposedly genetic disease that turns people into a goblin. I mean, what do you think this is? A comic book? And it wouldn't be a Spider-Man movie without a supervillain origin. And in this one, we have Max Dillon, an electrical engineer who admires Spider-Man, but after an accident, it's turned into the electricity-controlling supervillain Electro. Gee, a fanboy turned into a supervillain that then tries to kill his former hero. Never seen that before. And just how evil is this Electro? You know how most villains have a theme song or tune that plays in their background whenever they do evil things? Electro's is dubstep. Wait, let me try that again. Electro's is dubstep. And if all that wasn't enough, Peter is still trying to figure out the secrets of what happened to his parents and plot points that probably should have been resolved in the last film. Guys, I think we have enough plot points in this film. I don't think we need to bring in plot points from the last film, too. And much like Captain America the Winter Soldier, something big happens in this movie that every comic book fan should know happens, but I can't talk about it for spoiler purposes. Even though it's a 40-year-old spoiler and everyone with basic knowledge of comic books should know this happens, screw it, I'm gonna talk about it. If you know nothing about Spider-Man and or comic book history, skip to this part in the video. Otherwise, I'm gonna spoil something big in the comics for you. I'll give you a second to decide. Are they gone? Good. Gwen Stacy dies. In the comics, Gwen Stacy dies when the Green Goblin throws her off the Brooklyn Bridge, and when Spider-Man tries to catch her with his webs, she kinda gets her neck and back snapped. It's one of the most iconic deaths in comic book history, and most people with rudimentary knowledge of Spider-Man knows this happens. I won't say what this says for the movie, but comic book fans will be happy. Oh, and Snape kills Dumbledore. So final verdict, 8 out of 10. While the first movie was a serious and darker reintroduction to the Spider-Man mythos, this one is definitely more comedic and lighthearted. A lot of the time, it feels like they adapted a Spider-Man comic book or cartoon directly to the big screen, with all the cartoony silliness that follows, but I kinda liked it. It's the lighthearted, comic booky Spider-Man movie we've all been asking for. Unfortunately, there's a lot being shoved at you in this film, with plenty of new plot points, new characters, and set up future films, and at times the plot feels rather cluttered and rushed. And honestly, I thought the best parts of the film were Peter and Gwen's romance. I know this makes me seem like a superhero heretic, focusing on the romance in a superhero movie and whatnot, but Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone have such an amazing chemistry together and such a believable romance that it's easy to get sucked into their relationship. But overall, it's an incredibly fun movie, and at times takes you back to being a kid again. Well, Internet people, that's my opinion. Take or leave it. Where am I? I'll tell you while you're not safe from your untimely doom! Except that it won't be untimely! It will be very timely! What? Oh, forget it! Felonious 5! Attack!
Miss me?
Oh, good. I was wondering what would break first. Your spirit or your body?
Ah!
Enough! We don't want to kill him. Not just yet. Let's have some fun first. Well, review boy, any sarcastic quips to say now?
Alright, Sarah, think. You've beaten these guys separately, but together, it's gonna take extra skill. What would Spider-Man say during this?
With great power comes great responsibility.
That doesn't really help me here, but I have a plan.
So, I'm just dying to know which one of you is going to deliver the final blow. Well, obviously, it's going to be your archenemy, Joel Schumacher, that finally puts the nail in the coffin that should have been buried long ago!
Like most things you say, this is inaccurate.
What?
Yeah, who says you get to do it?
Well, I am the leader here.
And this gives you power over me?
You know, I can quote Batman movie lines too!
They just won't be good lines.
Shut up! I'm killing him and that's that! Wait a minute, we're going to kill him? I didn't sign on for that. I don't want to kill Matt. He's too much fun to play with. Dreamcaster is right. With this I agree. For killing Matt Farrow would only be... Okay, you can agree with me all you want. That doesn't stop your rhyme from the end of this bull.
Better to have stupid rhymes than a stupid accent.
Look who's talking. Darth Connery.
Oh good, you're alive. Yay!
You know, gotta say, I was half expecting you would have sold all my stuff by now.
I wouldn't do a thing like that. What kind of roommate do you think I am?
Maybe I don't give you enough credit, Rorschach. Maybe you aren't such a bad roommate after.
Bought your autographed Stan Lee comic book sold pretty well on Craigslist.
What?
Rorschach!
Hi, you've reached the devil. I'm not in hell right now, but leave a message after the blood-curdling scream.
Hey, the devil! It's Joel Schumacher! Hey, thanks for showing up at the meeting, buddy! We really got our cans handed to us out there without the freaking Prince of Darkness at our side! Ribblemat was really upset!
No, I was not.
Shut up! Oh, and you'll be happy to know that the Felonious Five has broken up now! You know they say that even-numbered supervillain teams have a better chance at staying together?
Who even says...
Go to the corner! So yeah, thanks for wrecking everything up, Big Red! It's Joel Schumacher.
Oh.